Silver and Blue Huddle is back for another episode, and we are here, win or lose, talking about our Dallas Cowboys. Rich Black Man, so amazing. Expert Corner had to take a PTO day today, but he'll be back next week on next week's episode after we beat the Arizona Cardinals. But shout out to my man X, got my man so amazing. We got me here today, and it was a tough game this past week with the Denver Broncos. I was feeling pretty great about winning last week on the podcast until I woke up, I think either Saturday or Sunday morning, and I looked up the stats and I looked at overall history of the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos and found out that we have not beat the Denver Broncos since 1995. And we only played them every 4 years or so, and the Dallas Cowboys hadn't come close to beating them. The last time we was close to beating the Denver Broncos, it was a Tony Romo, Peyton Manning matchup in Dallas where the score was 51-48. That was the last time that we came even close to even beating the Denver Broncos, as So Amazing has technical difficulties with his
I was gonna say, literally, as soon as you mentioned that was so catastrophic that it literally must be Halloween week because it knocked down my light real quick. So I'll let you continue the statement, but that's how catastrophic that loss was and that stat was. So I'll let you do that while I fix this light.
Since 1995, that was the last time the Dallas Cowboys beat the Denver Broncos, and that was kind of a sad state for me to read that because I was feeling pretty good that we was going to go into Denver and change the tide and like go ahead and win and beat the Denver Broncos, and they had Bo Nix. They was going to be without Patrick Surtain, and I was like, they got some injuries. Dre Greenlaw, I think, wasn't going to be playing this week for the Denver Broncos because he had got suspended a little bit. I was hoping we would go beat the Denver Broncos, but I wasn't feeling so great after reading that statistic that we ain't beat them since 1995. But however, I will go ahead on the record and say now, when we do finally beat the Denver Broncos, best believe we're going to win the Super Bowl because in 1995, when we beat the Denver Broncos, we won the Super Bowl. So that's going to be our year when we finally do knock out the Denver Broncos. But overall, let's hop into it, man. 44-24. Normally, the Cowboys are the team to put 40 up on somebody, but this week, somebody put 44 up on us. The same story. The defense can't get a stop. The offense kind of struggled. The run game kind of struggled a little bit. But let's get your first overall impression of this Cowboys-Broncos game. Like, what was your first impression? Like, how did you feel watching it?
I would say the first thing I would say is kind of the way Dak said it, in the interview, post-game interview. He said, all credit to them. We didn't play up to our standard, right? I'm always listening to the post games, and I felt the same way. So that's like my initial reaction is that watching the game as a fan, it was, there was a couple good plays here to throw to Pickens, and you saw some good plays here and there. But I mean, when Patrick Surtain was out there first half, it was very, very difficult for the receivers to get open. And, we, like Dak said, we did not play to our standard. Defensively, I mean, there's really nothing to talk about good defensively. I mean, there was guys running wide open. There was not one time that I saw the Broncos offense look like they even struggled. It was walking down the field every single time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to come across negative, but it's like, come on, man. Like, as a fan, I know we got a great offense. Our offense be humming sometimes. Pickens getting the ball, Dak gets it to the flow, Williams gets in there, but my initial reaction to answer the question is basically we did not play up to our standard, and we still are not making the adjustments on defense that need to be made. And I get it. People are hurt. I'm not going to make any excuses, but we got to make something. We got to do something. As a coordinator, we got to figure it out. You got to do something. That's my initial reaction.
I mean, I totally agree with you as well. My initial reaction, because I see you missed like the first couple of plays a little bit, but when the Cowboys got that interception off Denver and kind of went down the field, and they only ended up with 3 points. In the back of
Yeah.
my mind, I was like, "Oh, here we go!" Like that wasn't a good start. I mean, they had penalties because I believe they was actually at the 3 yard line, almost about to score. All they had to do was probably hand the ball off, and then they
And
had
they
a
went
penalty.
back.
Yeah, they had a penalty that pushed them back, and then once that happened, I already knew it was going to be a tough day in Denver because if we got to continue to rely on field goals, we're not going to win that many games. We are at our best when we are scoring 7 points versus 3. And the offense never really got going. I mean, the run game, Javonte Williams had 13 carries for 41 yards. Yes, he did have 2 TDs. Jaden Blue actually got some burn as well. Eight carries for 29 yards. But he also had a fumble as well. I don't like that I'm
That
seeing
fumble would
fumbles.
hurt
Yeah, I don't like that I'm seeing fumbles from Jaden Blue. So maybe that was the reason
because
why.
he's good.
Maybe that was the reason why Miles Sanders was ahead of him because he was having issues in practice. Maybe he was fumbling in practice, but I don't like
Yeah.
that I'm seeing that from the rookie. Receiver wise, you know George Pickens gonna do his thing, CD gonna do his thing. They both had 7 catches apiece, one for 78,
Yep.
one for 74. Tolbert, as he did something, he had a touchdown. He went 2 for 47, and Luke Shoemaker went for 2 for 25. But it was 14-3 in the first quarter. And then Denver went ahead and scored again. So 13, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it was at halftime, it was pretty ugly. At halftime, it was pretty ugly. I didn't like it.
You know what I wanted to see a little more though? Like
What?
like you just said halftime, right? I mean, it wasn't like we got blown out at halftime. It wasn't like over yet. It kind of progressively got worse, right?
Right.
Like we had a chance at halftime. What I didn't like was offensively, right? Because of the fact that our defense wasn't playing well. Me personally, when my defense is not playing well and I play Madden, I like to slow the game down. I like to do a little more possession. And every time, so shout out to Spanford, the tight end for us. He's a monster when it comes to blocking, okay? And they put him in a couple plays where I saw him like when he puts hands on somebody, people move, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And every time I saw that, I was like, why aren't we utilizing him a little more? Because I know Javonte Williams, he'll cut it up the field. Like, I just don't know why he only had 13 carries. And I don't want to hear the comments right now that, oh, well, because we were down, Mike. No, I don't care. Even when it was a 1-score game, we can still pound that rock, slow the game down. I get it. We have the weapons at throwing. I get it. But I still feel because of the fact that our defense is not where it needs to be, I think we still have to slow the game down a little bit. Yes, we have weapons. Yes, we could throw the ball probably 30, 40 times with that. We could. But we don't have enough defense to go shot for these teams. Because think about it. Let's weigh out the options, right? The percentages. Okay, we can go shot for shot. Dak can go shot for shot with a lot of people in the league, right? But the difference between this matchup was the Broncos defense is real, right? And I've seen an old head, another veteran old head that played in the NFL said, and I quote him, "What are you going to do when your opponent matches the same level of skill as you?" Right? And that means our offense against their defense, right? It's about even. So when that happens, we're not always going to get the score. We're going to get plays, but we're not always going to get the score. So that was the difference in this game, is that our defense didn't stop them at all, and their defense stopped us just enough to keep that lead. That's exactly what happened.
I agree. I mean, some of the other things that I actually saw on the offensive side of the ball, and I kind of saw it last week as well, is Dak Prescott's 7-step drop backs that he's been doing as of late. Like he's like at the 7th step, the defense is in his face. Maybe they need to continue to like short him and he only take like 5-yard drop backs because those seem to have better completions versus the 7-yard drops because he's either has to move up in the pocket and hope somebody has beat their man. And like you said, to your point, our receivers have not been beating Denver all day long. So if you drop back 7 yards, you're probably expecting them to go deep, but nobody's beat their man in order for you to go deep. So now you either got to check it down or maybe try to run around and get out of the pocket. But offensively, we struggled again. But we struggled mainly because we was not able to get a nice little run game going, and that's probably because they also abandoned the run game because they was down, trying to
Yeah.
come back. But we can't get in those type of situations. I think we said last week the keys to this game was going to be the run game.
Yeah.
And games that we won or games that we have like stayed in, the run game has been doing great. Javonte Williams, I'm not sure what he actually averaged.
He only had 13 carries.
Yeah, he's only averaging 3.2 yards a carry in this game. Normally we see numbers of like 7 or 8 yards a carry. But he wasn't able to do that. And the offense was not able to keep up with Denver's offense. And defensively, before we get to defense, I mean, do you have a offensive MVP for this particular game? I don't think I do.
I mean, I really don't have one. The only person I said, like I said, Spanford, man. Like, and I know it's like a real weird like person to put. Like, it's the tight end. Like I mean, Spanford had one catch, you know what I mean? But like, what I'm trying to say is that I mean, his blocking was phenomenal, and I don't know why they abandoned that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, I guess I get that there's offensive coordinators and you have a game plan. You have a certain set of plays that you're trying to do and you're trying to execute them and you want to call them in a certain pattern. I get all that. But like, for example, like a guy like Spanford, like I get it. You don't want to do I formations all the time or heavy sets because then you're like, oh, well, you're tipping off the defense. That's true. I get it. We're in the NFL. You keep bringing out multiple tight ends, they're going to load the box. I get that. But what I'm saying is, why don't you come out in like a bunch set? Single back bunch set, right? Let Ferguson take a break for a play. Put in Spanford, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, right to one side, and maybe, bring in Turpin. Put Turpin on a motion. Let the linebackers freeze for a second because you think it's a jet sweep. And then you run it opposite of the jet sweep, and then you run towards Spanford's side. Like, I want to see the more creativity in the run game choice. I see the creativity in the pass game choice. I see all these fancy routes and all these quick tempo plays. I love it. The adjustments by Dak, I love it. But let's put some emphasis on and creativity on the run game, because I think what that's going to do for us, because our defense is not there, we could really control the clock and still score.
Right.
Right now, our offense can score. We can score at will. Right. Big play downfield, Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, blah, blah, blah. We can score at will. We could.
Yeah.
But what I think we need to do now is slow it down just a little bit, make them longer drives. Because we have so much skill on our offense, we might need to go heavily on our offense, control the ball, score eventually, right? Make it a long drive so our defense doesn't have to try to win us the game. Because that's what's happening right now. Because unless our defense all of a sudden is going to be game busters, that's what we have to do. I'm sorry.
So basically, you saying that you won't be on the podcast next week because you're going to be flying to Dallas to apply for the offensive coordinator position for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be the Madden. I'm going to call myself the Madden advisor.
Yeah. After everything that you just said, I got that you was going to go and be the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys and fix all their problems. I got you.
Yes, sir.
Defensively, we've been talking about the defensively. I mean, we've been talking about the defense for weeks now. I don't think anything has changed in how we should describe how the defense has played. We know what the issues are. We know it's a scheme. We know it's a personnel. We know they can't cover a cold. Like, you see some of those dudes from Denver, and you see the routes that they're running. You see the separation that they're getting. And most important, you see how butt naked they are in the secondary. Like, it just literally makes no sense on some of our players and how they defend, bro. Like, it really does not. Like, you got Denver, Bo Nix out there looking like Joe Montana. You got Troy Franklin out there catching 2 TDs. You out there giving my man Pat, whatever his name is. You got people having career numbers against the Dallas Cowboys, offensively and defensively. Like, we are a joke. Like nothing has really changed because when teams play the Dallas Cowboys, it's their Super Bowl and they're gonna play as such. They're gonna play harder. And most of the time that's where the Cowboys get beat the most is in the effort department. Esper likes to
Yeah,
use that
man.
word a lot. The Cowboys get
Effort.
out effort a lot every
It's effort,
single
yeah.
week. Now you would think that the Broncos would roll over and let the Cowboys win. You would think the Bears was going to do that. You would think
Yep.
who else we lost to that was bad? The Panthers would just roll over. Nope.
Panthers.
They came in there. They was playing the big old Dallas Cowboys, America's team, and they knew that they can out effort the Dallas Cowboys, and that's exactly what they did.
And I
They
think
pretty
that's
much
what it is
embarrassed
when
us.
on the defensive side, right? I don't see that edge. You know what I mean? That edge. I don't see somebody out there on the defense setting the tone. You know what I mean? And I don't
Right.
want the chat also to be like, oh, the comment section is going to say, well, that's because you let Micah Parsons go. It's not even about Micah Parsons. It's not that. It's
Mm-mm.
not just the pass rush. I need somebody out there that's going to be a dog. That's
Right.
like when they make a play on defense, they're getting the defense riled up. They're getting them amped up. Everybody wants to make a play. Right now, nobody wants to make a play
Right.
on this defense. Like there was no penetration of the O line,
Right.
like
But
in
that's the
last
thing
game.
though, because when I watch the game, I do see a little bit of penetration. I do see a little bit of pass rush. But
It's
however,
not there.
the weak point is the secondary. Like
Oh, secondary is
if
horrible.
those dudes would just cover a little bit longer, it probably would lead to more sacks. It probably would lead to
No,
more
yeah,
quarterback
because
hurries.
our rotation
But
is doing
yeah,
good.
you're not gonna
Yeah,
have a pass rush if you see somebody wide ass open in the secondary. Like because at times you do see the pocket collapsing. You can't say that you don't see the pocket collapsing because you do because you see quarterbacks either step up and run it or they just make the throw to the wide open wide receiver.
yeah, like
Our
their
people
first
can't
read.
cover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their first
we
read.
can't cover. If we took away somebody's first read, we would be fine. But we can't even take away their first read. Their first read is so wide open, like
Yeah,
any type of pass rush wouldn't even be able to get there. And like I said, like you just mentioned, we had Michael Parsons last year. We played the New Orleans Saints. Michael Parsons played the whole game. You know how many points the Saints put on us in the first half? 20, 30 points. That's where Michael Parsons, that's what supposedly the best defense that we had all year long. And it
yeah,
happened not just in that game, but it happened throughout the whole year. I mean, but we get it a little bit. We just need our secondary to hold up just a little bit longer, but they can't hold up
yeah, man.
because they don't know their assignments. And we talk about
They gotta,
personnel, we talk about
they
scheme.
gotta, yeah,
They
they
don't know their
gotta.
assignments. That's what it's kind of boiling down to. Like you're an NFL player. Can you play zone or can you not? Can you not know what's around you or do you not? Because I think when Troy Franklin made a touchdown in the end zone, I don't know what the hell that DB was running.
I know
Like
which one you're
this
talking about
man
too.
went in and then he went out and the quarterback just did and the DB just did a whole 360 and like where you at? Where you at? What kind of coverage was that, bro? Like what?
Yeah,
Like it is what was it, second or third and goal? And they're on the like 10-yard line. And you're exactly on the 10-yard line as a DB. Why are you giving that man all that cushion? Like, why aren't you coming out and pressing him? Like it is third and goal or second and goal. They can only score. They can't get another first down.
yeah.
Why are you
So,
giving
like
him
I
a
said,
10-yard cushion?
yeah. Ultimately, I'm just like I'm just upset as a fan because it was like we came off a good division win, right? Which was good. You know, you want a dub, you want a division win, and then for you to go on the road and not really execute the way that you needed to. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
really what it is. It was executing the way you needed to as a team. And that Schottenheimer said the same thing. He said, got to execute.
Yeah. I just want to
They didn't play
see
well.
the Dallas Cowboys be consistent from week to week. Like it's been a long
Yeah.
time coming. It's been a theme for like years where we don't know which Dallas Cowboy team is actually going to show up. They're not putting together back to back to back consecutive good football team wins and like they win one, then they lose two. They win two, they go out and lose three. Like, can we go on a nice little win streak at some point during the season? I'm not talking about just beating all the low tier teams. Like, let's get a few good teams in there. We got Philly coming up. The next two games is going to tell us everything that we need to know about how this Dallas Cowboy team is going to respond to the second half of their schedule. We lost to the Broncos, so we're going to put that behind us. Not really much to talk about. The offense sucked. The defense continued to suck. We weren't able to get no stops, nothing like that. That's just the way it is. I mean, we've seen this Dallas Cowboy team before. Normally, we are the team that's putting 40 plus. We did a whole BTA to the Commanders and then turn around and get BTA'd by the Denver Broncos. So let's move on to this new week. Looking at the standings, the Cowboys are 3-4-1. The Philadelphia Eagles are actually leading the division by 6-2. But I'm looking at the division standings and I'm like, there's still a slim chance for the Dallas Cowboys to slip on in the playoffs. However, it starts this week and beyond. This week we go against the Arizona Cardinals on the Monday Night Football week. I don't know why we're playing on Monday Night Football other than us just being America's team and everybody loves to watch us. But the Arizona Cardinals, I'm not sure if they're actually going to have Kyler Murray or not, but that's a team that we just cannot lose to at all. The next two games are critical. We wanted to come out of Denver with the dub, but these next two games, if we don't win these next two games, just pack up the Dallas Cowboys because
facts.
What else is there else to play for? If we can't beat the Cardinals and we can't beat the freaking Raiders, but let's talk about the Cardinals game, man. So on paper, it looks like the game the Dallas Cowboys should dominate, right? Offensively,
100%.
They should dominate.
100%.
They're only favored by 1.5 for some.
The Cardinals are having the same issue.
They have no defense.
Yeah, sorry about that. And inconsistency, right? Like they got like the guy that gets me the most nervous is not even Marvin Harrison Jr. He doesn't get me nervous. The person that gets me nervous with the Cardinals is Trey McBride, their tight end. So that's the guy that gets me nervous when it comes to making plays downfield. But yeah, man, I mean, this should be a very winnable game. This is, as a Cowboy fan, as a Cowboys organization, this is definitely a bounce back game because the Cardinals are not figuring it out at either. They're not looking like a well-oiled machine themselves. So
the Cardinals are on a 5-game losing streak.
That's what I'm saying. Like
and
it's
lost
like
to
as
the
if
Tennessee Titans.
Yes, that was horrible the way they lost that one. Yeah, that I just the guy that fumbled the ball in that game resembles my last name, so it was kind of upsetting.
Oh,
D Mercado.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but yeah, Cowboys, Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Things that the Cowboys
got to show out.
And they play at home.
But if they show out, right? Like to Rich, and I wish I had X here for this one. If they show out, we get the dub. We're happy, right? But now we're 4-4-1. We're back to 500. Right. It's like, okay, what happens now? What adjustments have you made? What are like who? That's the part. Like, and if we take a L and we go 3-5-1, like, what happens then? Do you go and try to trade for a pass rusher? Do you try to do the Max Crosby thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what happens then? Like, that's a different conversation. Hopefully we don't have to have that next week. But I say Cowboys, I think we win double digits. I think it's like a 28-10 game.
Right.
Not even 32-10.
As long as we don't make Colin Murray look like a superstar all of a sudden, as long as Marvin Harrison don't have a career night, as long as Trey McBride don't have a career night, which based on history, we can kind of maybe expect that they will based on what happened with the Bears, based on what happened with the Panthers. Don't be too surprised if those guys have career nights and the Dallas Cowboys take the L. I don't think that they will. I don't think the Cardinals can actually keep up with the Cowboys as far as some sort of shootout or whatever. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up. But then again, our defense is so bad. Like, you just don't know. You just don't know.
My question is, as a Cowboy fan, listen to this. Mm-hmm. And if this happens, oh my God, I can't wait to come back on this podcast and talk to you and X. If we lose to the Cardinals, and I'm not talking about it in a close one. I'm talking about if we lose to the Cardinals like by 2 scores And they, like you said, like Murray stepped up this game. All of a sudden, he had his best game of the season. You know, Marvin Harrison got his touchdown, and Trey
Right.
McBride balled out. If they go out and ball out against our defense, and we still lose this game by making mistakes on offense, at that point, who do you get mad at now? Like, are we firing coordinators? Like,
Right.
like what are we doing? Because as a fan, I see too much damn talent on one side of the ball. And damn, man, I mean, like what I'm about to say is going to sound like very harsh,
Mm-hmm.
but if the Cardinals died up our defense at this point, I might let the defensive coordinator go. Like, that's bad.
It's not even going. The bad thing about it is it's not even going to be Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is actually injured. Their quarterback is going to be Jacoby Brissett.
Which he's been balling out.
If he has a career night against the Dallas Cowboys defense, pack us up.
Somebody gotta get fired. Somebody gotta get fired. I'm sorry. Like, somebody got fired, an adjustment. And I know this sounds very harsh, but nah, man. I'm sorry. We have too much as a Cowboy organization, as a Cowboy fan. There is too much pride. There is too much. We're spending too much money on players that we should be more than 500. We
Correct.
should not be below 500 as a team. That's crazy. And I don't care about, we'll go back to the Micah Parsons thing. No, we should not be. We should not be this bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, because they have like almost like the same personnel, and they didn't even play this bad last year under the other defensive coordinator. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So like, what? So what is the issue? Like, at this point, because
I don't know, but we cannot afford to lose this game against the Cardinals, especially when them rolling into town with their backup Jacoby Brissett. They also don't even have their starting running back in James Conner. Like, they got practice squad players out there, so we need to treat them as such and go out and BTA them the entire time. But even if we win this game, I'm not even going to get on my high horse and say that the Dallas Cowboys are bad, because they just haven't really been consistent this entire season for me to be like, hey, yeah, it's our year and yada, yada, yada. I know I say that and I say it just to troll, but deep down inside, I need to see more consistency from the Dallas Cowboys in order to really, really feel like that feeling that I had before we played our first game in Philly. Because on paper, we look like NFC champions. Like, we really did. Like, we had the offense. Like,
yeah, man. I mean,
we didn't know the defense was going to be this bad.
The highlights. I mean, the players are there. So I mean, again, let's go. We got to put this L behind us. We gotta move forward. It's a long season still. We're in end of October.
Yeah.
We gotta get this dub. This is a must win. It's a must win week.
Right. So give me one or two keys on both sides of the ball that must happen in order for us to get this dub over the Cardinals.
We need pass rush. Put pressure on the quarterback this week, right? That's number one. Mm-hmm. And then offensively, you need to go out there and ball out. There is no, run the ball more or pass. You got to just ball out in offense. Like, there is no, you just got to call plays, Shotty, and just ball out. So ball out on offense, and defensively, we need to see, as a fan, we got to see that pass rush. I want to see at least 3 sacks. Like, or at least some under pressure hits where Brissett is thrown into coverage, ball popping out, getting hit as he's throwing it. I need to see something. Scrambling out of the pocket because somebody's chasing him. I need to see that this week.
Right. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, the opportunity is still there for us to maybe take the division. It don't look pretty right now, but if the Cowboys go on this nice little win streak, heading into that matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles, and maybe the Eagles slip up and lose a game or two, like, we would still be right in the thick of things. We would be going right 5-4 into that Philly matchup.
That's a good one. I like that.
Key. That could be key. But if we lose,
another division dub.
Yeah, if we lose, pack us up. I mean, because right now the way it stands, we are 2-1 in the division, and so is the Eagles. So if they slip up over the next couple of weeks, and we win our next two, going into that
We
matchup,
jump.
we will be 5-4 with the opportunity to close the gap of winning the
Mhm.
division. Now, that may be a
And mind
long
you, end of
shot.
the year,
Yeah,
our last game of the year is Giants with
yeah,
no Scatterboo.
yeah.
So I
That-
like that.
It's possible. We got a chance. If we lose the next two, we have no chance. Probably if we lose this game against the Cardinals, you can kind
Yeah.
of like almost shut the door on the Dallas Cowboys and their playoff hopes because it
Yeah.
would probably be over because after those two games, the schedule gets tough. We got Philly, we got the Lions, and then we got the Kansas City
Got
Chiefs
Chiefs
on
on things.
Thanksgiving.
Chiefs on
So
Thanksgiving. That's tough.
you
That's
borderline
tough.
got to win this game, and you got to win the one after that. Is Michael Myers over there affecting your lighting, sir?
Yo, I'm telling you, something about tonight is very scary and spooky.
Right.
My light dropped. My overhead light turned off without even me touching it. Mind you, I have no motion sensor, nothing in this room. So that is definitely a spooky podcast.
Do the Cowboys got two back-to-back Monday night games? They got the Cardinals and then they got the Raiders on Monday night, twice back-to-back.
I think it's because, like, again, yeah, because they have the Thanksgiving thing, so they have to like balance it out.
Okay. Either way, tough loss for the Dallas Cowboys this upcoming week against the Broncos. Not what we wanted, not what I expected, not what so amazing expected as well. But we got a chance to redeem ourselves as far as getting into the win column again by facing the Arizona Cardinals this week on Monday Night Football. You love it when America's team is on Monday Night Football, so I'm sure all the haters will be tuning in to hope that the Dallas Cowboys lose. But I actually got the Cowboys winning this particular game. I think the offense is going to be clicking against the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals can keep up in a shootout. So I would go, I think we do put up another 40 piece, 40-24 over the Arizona Cardinals. What's your prediction?
32-10.
Wow.
32-10.
Wow. And I can kind of maybe see that because they're going to have Jacoby Brissett, which is the backup, because Kyler Murray is going to be out. They're going to be missing some good pieces. If we can contain Brissett and make him make mistakes, I think we got a good chance to win. If the defense could get some 3-and-outs, which I think they actually will against the Cardinals, we could win this game easily.
I say 32-10. Yeah,
32-10.
I'm going to go 32-10. I'm looking at the schedule too, and one matchup I can't wait. I cannot wait to kick my feet up. I'm looking at December 25th, Christmas Day, Cowboys Commanders. I can't wait to kick my feet up and watch that with some Christmas gifts.
Maybe, I mean, they may disappoint you and lose to the Commanders. They may have all their weapons back by then. So, I mean, I wouldn't be looking too forward to that. But either way, we'll be back, win or lose, silver and blue huddle. Cowboys, please don't disappoint us. Jerry Jones, make a trade or something, bro. I know recently in the news he was saying that this team needs more than just one particular player, and I kind of agree. But I don't know. Like, I just know our defense is terrible. So either we are tanking or we're trying to do a quick rebuild. But somebody mentioned to me about the Cowboys draft history in the first round. It hasn't really been all that great outside of offensive linemen. So do you think we should just mortgage off these first round picks? Because obviously the need is on defense. And the last defensive player that we picked was Mozzie Smith. And we saw how that turned out. Before Mozzie, it was Michael Parsons? But
I want to save that discussion for when X comes back next week because I think that's a good one. Because let's see how next week goes, and we got to see how the team reacts to this loss and goes against the Cardinals. Because if they do lose, if they lose the Cardinals, that would be a very good discussion. So I would say I think let's pin mark that one,
right,
because that's going to be a good discussion depending on how next week goes. Because then we can have a nice list of players we could put on the market.
Have we seen the last Trayvon Diggs in the Dallas Cowboy uniform? Maybe. I never seen someone going IR with a concussion that they got from home.
sorry to laugh like that. But it sounds like a bad PTO call out.
Yeah. You at home and you suffered a concussion somehow, and then now the team has put you on IR. Kind of suspect, but hey, he's been kind of like concussed since we traded Michael Parsons. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
like you said, leave a nice good cliffhanger
Yeah.
because next week is going to be interesting convo.
Yep. So we'll be back, win or lose, to talk more Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully it's on a victory Monday and we can be happy, joy all over again. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell icon so you know when we drop another video. Hit up my man So Amazing on Facebook and also on Twitch. And get that man a follow for all Dallas Cowboy and Rutgers content. Okay. He's a Rutgers fan. So go get that man a follow. Jersey. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, just to end it. He's Miami, so get it. Watch this. A little segue. The U and are you?
It's time to go. It's time to go, bro. That's too much. All right, Silver and Blue Hunter. We catch you guys on next episode.